You know, this movie's been plagued with trouble before filming even really began. It's nice to see that it's not a complete shit show. Sorry for the lack of green screen. Time's kind of a factor right now and I couldn't set it up, but... So, I try to make it no secret that I am not a fan of the live-action movies that Disney is putting out. I find it, frankly, kind of lazy because they're just reselling the same stories. Sometimes, like in The Lion King, you can't even really call them live-action. It's a stupid misnomer. But I still wanted to see Aladdin because the original animated Aladdin from '92, I think it was my favorite Disney movie out of the Disney Renaissance. Great script, great songs, great characters, a lot of funny moments, thank you Robin Williams. And the question became, how will the live action movie stack up to that? Because you're going to compare the two movies if you've seen them both. Well, hands down, the animated movie is better, for a number of reasons, but not for lack of trying on the live-action movie's part. The costuming, the set pieces, the visuals are incredible. The choreography for the dance numbers, the music is so good. You'll hear your favorites from the animated version, and they are in top-notch form for the most part. A few slip-ups here and there, but it's all forgivable. We even get 2 new songs as sung by Jasmine. They're both pretty good for what they are, but if I'm gonna be perfectly honest, I don't remember much about them. Like, one's about how she refuses to be quiet and submit, which, you know, good lesson, but it doesn't have the same fun energy as the other songs do, so it's not as memorable. Now, for the plot, we're almost talking a full one-for-one transformation from the animated movie. There are some differences, though. Some not always for the best. For example, early on, we don't actually get the introduction to who Jasmine was. She just kind of shows up as random cute girl on the street. I mean, it's obvious who she is, but her character isn't established beforehand, so it doesn't feel as meaningful. Like the whole sneaking out of the palace because she wants to connect with the people and she feels isolated in the palace has to be explained after the fact. There are also a number of changes in the climax, but I'm not getting into that one. It is a lot of fun though. But the story does move along at a good solid pace and it is very easy to get invested. Especially because of Will Smith. Now, Will Smith is charisma personified. There was so much crap on the internet because of how ridiculous he looked in the trailer, how this would never live up to Robin Williams' standard. And it doesn't. Robin Williams is still the better genie. But if you can excuse that, if you can somehow get past some preconceived notion about whether or not Will Smith necessarily has to compare himself to Robin Williams' performance, he's still really damn good. There is no shame in coming in second place against Robin Williams' performance as the genie, but damn if Will Smith doesn't try. He's able to mold the genie character and completely own it. He's quick-witted, he's got all the right visuals. He doesn't have as great a vocal range, but he does use the range he has wonderfully. And a lot of the fun isn't seeing what he's going to do, it's seeing how he's going to do it. Especially during the dance routines. Will Smith's first song as the genie was a shockingly good time for me. Like to the point where I was actually bouncing in my seat. And comedy, he was the funniest part of this. No, Will Smith is the best part of this movie. It's like the music and Will Smith. That's the only reason you need to go see this movie. Now, unfortunately, not all the other actors could live up to that level. For the most part, they're okay. I dare even say they're pretty good. Alan Tudyk actually played Iago the parrot, and I mean, I love Alan Tudyk's performances, and he's pretty good in this, but he goes for realistic parrot who says plot-relevant things now and then. Gilbert Gottfried's more cartoonish take on the character was still funnier, but the guy they had playing Jafar was okay. I didn't really have any problems with his performance. He was just not as intense as he could have been. He went for more of the sly, cunning vizier working in the shadows instead of the guy with the brimming anger behind himself, the intense voice, the deep, dangerous character that the animated Jafar had. hidden behind a faithful veneer, the vizier's veneer. I don't care how stupid that is, I'm keeping it in. But no real problem with him. I'm not crazy about the guy that got to play Aladdin, though. Apparently Disney had a lot of trouble casting Aladdin originally, and I think I can see why. I mean, the man could sing usually. He was a little hit and miss sometimes. I don't know who was doing his stunts, if he was doing them himself or if there was a stuntman. Whoever was doing them did a great job. Aladdin actually does some light parkour in the movie, and it's pretty good. We're not talking full-on Dastan here, but hey, I was still impressed. His real problem, though, was that he couldn't carry a scene by himself. In a handful of scenes, you get Aladdin just talking to himself, and there's really nothing backing it up. It really feels like he just put the script down like a few minutes before, and he's not really eliciting any character in his voice. Now, you put him with somebody else, you put him next to Will Smith, and he's good, he's solid, but that's kind of a crutch in his performance. Not bad, but definitely not strong enough for a lead role like this. But the movie's still fun. There are a number of laughs to be had. The genie was surprisingly entertaining. The music alone is awesome. If you never managed to see the animated version, you'll definitely have a fun time with this movie. And even if you are like me and you think that these live action movies are just a cheap cash in on people's nostalgia, the movie's still fun if you let it be.